Arsenal Fan TV, you would never guess where we are. We're at a training ground, and it's not actually Arsenal's training ground. It's actually the training ground of AFC Wimbledon, because we're doing some filming down here today with Akin Fenwa, the beast. So that should be really cool guy actually. But anyway, listen, the purpose of this video is to talk about Arsene Wenger's press conference, which I've just been watching. And wow, I mean, it's the usual really. It's all about injuries, isn't it? And I thought I'd run through some of the key points. Now, obviously he was asked about what sort of team will Arsenal be putting out tomorrow. And one of the things he suggested is that Theo Walcott might make a return tomorrow, which would be really good to see Theo back, especially ahead of that game that's coming up against Olympiacos. So if Theo Walcott was to return tomorrow, even if it's just like, if he does return, I can only see him coming on for like last 15 minutes or whatever, but it'd be a real massive boost for Arsenal to see Theo back. He also said that Laurent Koscielny could return after his injury at Norwich, so that's been a minor one as well. So a little bit of good news there on the injury front. However, right, he was asked also about Alexis Sanchez and Santi Cazorla, and I'll give you this is what he said. He said, I don't know when they come back. Sanchez is a hamstring. He's usually a quick one. Cazorla, we wait to see the specialist. And we're being told that, you know, Wenger kind of admitted to it today that it could be up to 4 months for Santi Cazorla, which is so sad because number one, he's one of my favourite players. And number two, it's just a guy who's just been fit all along. It just seemed innocuous last week, and now he's going to be out for so long. And it's just really depressing that Santi Cazorla is going to be missing. But a chance for other players to step into the breach. There's been a suggestion, Wenger actually agreed with it, that Callum Chambers could play in the midfield position tomorrow. So, you know, that will be very interesting to see. I remember last season a lot of fans were suggesting that Callum Chambers could possibly play as a defensive midfielder. Well, we might get the chance to see what he's actually like in that position. On the title race, Arsene Wenger said, we've gone through a spell of taking 2 points in 3. We're still only 2 off the top. The whole pack is tight and compact, but we are in there. So he's still pretty confident that Arsenal are still in the title race. He was questioned a lot about Alexis Sanchez because, of course, the injury that happened to Alexis, there was this big suggestion that, you know, why did Arsene Wenger risk Alexis Sanchez when he knew before the game that he had a slight hamstring injury? On that, you know, this is what Arsene Wenger said. He said, injuries, he said, a debate that I leave to the specialists, he said, we compare our injuries across Europe, and I don't think we have more injuries than anyone else. Sanchez had 4 weeks holiday. He was rested in some games. We had 5 days between Dynamo Zagreb and Norwich. No one said he could displace his hamstring or back when he was shoved into the cameras by Ryan Bennett. If you want to blame me with the injuries, I have no problem in that. So what he's basically trying to say there is that it was the push from Ryan Bennett that has brought on that hamstring injury. Look, come on, Arsene. I think this is my problem sometimes with Arsene Wenger. I think sometimes it's good to just own up and say, you know what, I got it wrong. I got it wrong. Maybe I should have rested him. But to try and make out that, nah, you know, it's the push. I think that's wrong. But that's Arsene Wenger for you. He was asked about January transfers. And this is what he said. He said, I'll tell you exactly the same. We are in December and we focus on tomorrow's game, which was actually his answer for a lot of questions that he was asked. Today, he was asked about John Stones. There's been this link, a lot of people linking Arsenal with Everton's John Stones. His answer to that, he said, we're not after John Stones. We're focused on tomorrow's game. He was asked about Olympiacos. He said, the big game is tomorrow. We focus on tomorrow. So he seems to be heavy on focusing on tomorrow's game. He was also asked about Gary Neville joining Valencia as manager. He wished him luck and said that, you know, he needs to learn the language and that, but he thinks that he'll do pretty well. Again, on the title race, he said, if you look across Europe, every game is difficult for everyone. It's down to consistency. I believe we're in there, and it's how well we respond. I'm convinced that we'll respond well. So that was with the title race. He was asked about FIFA. Who cares about FIFA? But he's basically saying with FIFA, he's surprised and shocked at, you know, some of the stuff that's been coming out about FIFA. He was asked also about, you know, how difficult it is to play defensive teams, which is basically what Sunderland are going to be like tomorrow. And he said it's difficult to break them down. We had about 70% of possession. This is against defensive teams now. He said we had about 70% of possession against Norwich and West Bromwich Albion in the 2 games together. And he said we had 4 shots against us, but we conceded 3 goals. Tomorrow we face a team who are well organised, got a strong defensive system, has confidence in their system as well. So they know it's going to be a defensive game. And again, let's just go back to this Sanchez one. He was getting a lot of questions about Alexis Sanchez. Asked this one about Alexis Sanchez. He says, you know, they're asking him again, what did you know about the injury? Why did you play him? He said, Sanchez is adamant, he said, that he felt good at the time. If I have to take the blame, I do. It was not an obvious mistake. We have tests. We have medical tests. We're quite sophisticated in our testing of players. I had a chat with Sanchez after the game. We test them every week. So again, he's sort of saying he'll take the blame, but he's not really, is he? Finally, he's asked about Aaron Ramsey having a chance to play in the middle of the park where he likes, obviously, to play and not on the right. He said it's a good opportunity, of course, the middle for him to play. Of course, that's where he prefers to play. So that's basically the key points of the Arsene Wenger press conference. And, yeah, you know, leave your comments below. Let us know what you thought about that. Let us know what you thought about the press conference. We're going to do some filming. There he is there, the beast. He's just finished his training. Look at him there, he's on his phone. He's just finished his training there for AFC Wimbledon. So we're going to do some training with him. Hopefully he's not injured as well. But listen, leave your comments below. Let us know what who's to blame for this Alexis Sanchez injury? Who's to blame? Let us know. Leave it in the comments below. For today, check out this video. This will give you a sort of feel of how we all felt on that day. Claude's so happy he's lost all his hair today. I mean, Claude, you know what? We did an interview before the game for TalkSport.